round of applause. My name's Judy Anderson. I'm the CEO of Startup Victoria, Australia's largest entrepreneurship network for founders and high-growth tech startups in Australia. And I'm really excited to be your host and your MC for this evening. The city of Melbourne is a place full of history, culture, art, and ideas. And the Open Innovation Competition is an annual opportunity for us, the community, to have our say in the future of this great city that we are lucky to live, work, and play in. So for me, before we start, I want to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're gathering here today. For us here at Melbourne Connect, here in person, that's the Wurundjeri people. And I'd like to pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. And for those of us I can see through the camera, for those who are joining us from home, wherever you might be, I encourage you to reflect on the meaning of place. And wherever you plant your feet today, I'd like for you to do your own personal payment of respects and reflection on what that means to you. So tonight, we are here to showcase some of the best and brightest ideas for how we can revitalise Melbourne. It has been a tough year, and I'm very excited that we are all here today. And there's a photo of my face, in case you can't see me. So tonight's event, as I mentioned, is being run as a hybrid in-person and online event. So we've got some folks here in the room, we've got pitchers, we've got the City of Melbourne, we've got some panellists, but we also have many people who are joining us online. Say hello to those folks. If you are joining us online, remember to use the chat function on the Participate Melbourne page. So if you have comments or questions for the room as we're going throughout the event, please do pop those in the chat. Lovely human by the name of Claire from the City of Melbourne is going to be monitoring that throughout tonight's event. So please do post your questions and she'll do her best to answer them as we go. So how tonight is going to run. So we're going to kick off with a welcome address from the Deputy Lord Mayor Nicholas Rees in just a moment. I'm then going to introduce you to our expert panel who are going to be asking the tough questions from our pitchers this evening. We're then going to jump into the main action and hear all of the great ideas that have come through for how we can revitalise Melbourne. And then following each pitch, we're going to get some questions from the panel, and we'll also have the opportunity to hear some questions from the audience. So just a quick reminder, if you want to learn more about one of the ideas pitched tonight, post your question in the chat. To bring it all home, we're then going to announce the prizes and the winners. There's a pretty generous prize pool up for grabs tonight. So we're going to finish the night with some awards and I'm very looking forward to that. So it is now my honour to welcome to the stage for the Open Innovation Competition the Deputy Lord Mayor, Nicholas Rees. Please make him feel very welcome and put your hands together for Deputy Lord Mayor. Please come on down.
Thank you very much for that warm introduction. And how good is Startup Victoria? Huge fan of everything you do. And great to see so many friends and familiar faces here tonight. I am Nicholas Rees. I am the Deputy Lord Mayor of Melbourne. And can I also begin in the traditional way of acknowledging the traditional owners of the lands on which we stand, the people of the Eastern Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. I should also acknowledge some of the supporters of tonight's evening, our key sponsors. Where would we be without them? They include the Melbourne Accelerator Program, MAP, RMIT Activator, Marketing Entourage, 11th Space, MoWorks La Trobe Global Market Accelerator Program, try saying that quickly, Startup Victoria, woohoo, SBE Australia, Fiverr, Bandung City Government, Indonesia, and the Greater Hub and Innovation Factory. Can I also especially thank all the mentors and experts who supported participants across the 6 weeks of the competition. I hope it has been an exciting journey for you all. Well, the City of Melbourne is absolutely delighted to be able to be sponsoring a competition like this one. And in many ways, there's never been a more important year in the history of the Open Innovation Competition. We know that Melbourne is a dynamic city, and so even though we have had a pretty shit of a year in 2020, we can be confident that this is a city that is dynamic and will come back. And history teaches us that Melbourne is a city that is great at comebacks. Whether that was the Great Depression of 1893, when 54 out of 64 banks in this city closed, but within 2 years the city was back and hosted the greatest sporting event in the world for that year. It was known as the Melbourne Cup. Or whether it was the recession of the 1990s, when people like myself were kind of hitting the workforce for the first time and finding how tough things could be. If you look back to the 1990s, you actually see there's a lot of great city-type innovations that came out of that period. For example, there was a thing called the Docklands Authority, which was born, which had the idea of, hey, let's try and convert the shipping docks of Melbourne into residential and retail and entertainment space. It's now one of Melbourne's biggest and busiest suburbs. Then there was a little organisation called the Melbourne Major Events Company that got started, which went on to help turn Melbourne into the major events capital of the known universe. And then there was a little bit of urban policy called Postcode 3000, where they had the radical idea of what if the central business district, or the centre of Melbourne, became a place where people could actually live as well. Now, when that policy, Postcode 3000, was first launched, there was about 400 people living in the city. Today there's over 40,000, and at least another 50,000 in the areas surrounding it. Transformative thinking that occurred during a period of adversity, during a period when people were prepared to push the boundaries and think in ways that they hadn't done previously. And that's the sort of context we find ourselves in here tonight. When I think back to tough periods like that, I also think of individual stories. A very good friend of mine, James Legg, he was an architect graduate of the school where we are, the University of Melbourne, the university we're at this evening. He went into a jobs market where there was no jobs. So what did he do? Well, he got together with 5 of his other architecture friends, and they started a business called 6 Degrees, which went on to be one of the city's most innovative architecture firms, doing really genuinely groundbreaking work. He also started a business called the Public Office, which was based in West Melbourne, and it was Melbourne's first ever co-working space. 2 decades before WeWork, there was a place called the Public Office. He also started a bar called Myers Place Bar, which, you know, say a bar in the city, meh, there's thousands of them, isn't it? That time it was really probably the first pocket hole-in-the-wall bar, and again, it spawned a revolution in dining in Melbourne. That's the sort of innovative thinking that can come out of periods of adversity. For my own part, I've had experience with Movember. I'm the chairman of the men's health charity Movember. So Movember started, a group of friends, thinking how do we bring back the mustache and have a party. Today we like to think of Movember as Australia's first charity unicorn, gone from a startup, raised over $1.5 billion, 21 countries around the world, and we genuinely are changing the face of men's health. But tonight, of course, it's your turn. Our finalists in this competition. The theme for this year, as we have heard, is around city reactivation and recovery. We've had a great response in this year's competition. We had over 50 entrants, but now, as I'm sure you all know, we're down to the final 6. So this is the finale of the 6 weeks competition. The prize winners will be announced at the end of this event, so if you're watching home or remotely, make sure you stay tuned in. There is a finale. There will be prizes announced at the end. Prizes include cash and participation in a number of business incubation programs and mentorship opportunities with our international partners in Indonesia and Vietnam. Plenty to compete for this evening. This year we are hoping to see ideas that bring back the city's vitality, projects that reimagine the use of public and private spaces, projects that consider future ways of working through creative and technology-enabled solutions, projects that might help Melbourne's hard-hit sectors, projects that expand our economy in a sustainable and equitable way, projects which we haven't even thought of when we wrote these notes that I'm sure plenty of you have, which will help with that economic revitalisation of our city. We also encouraged you all to take a global mindset as well, recognising that the solutions that might be applied here in Melbourne could equally apply in many cities around the world. And for this reason, we have partners and simultaneous competitions that are being run by the Bandung City Government and the Institute of Technology Bandung in Indonesia and RMIT Activator at their Ho Chi Minh City campus in Vietnam. Finally, may I thank once again all the sponsors and partner organisations for their contributions and support. I can't wait to see today's pictures. I hope you're all as excited as I am. Thank you very much. Let's get on with it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Deputy Lord Mayor, for your welcome address. I never knew about postcode 3000 or the first co-working space, although when I was debating with my mum about the importance of co-working spaces, she pointed out that the first co-working space was probably the library. So you might have to update your notes when you're talking about co-working spaces. So it is now time to introduce our expert panel. So these are the folks that will be asking questions of all of our pitches this evening. So first up, we have Tristan Forbes, who is the Managing Director at Civic Labs. Tristan, thank you so much for joining us.
I'm sorry. Oh, it is. Thank you. It's great to be here. I absolutely love Melbourne. I'm really excited to see what the teams are going to be pitching tonight. I think once you've lived in Melbourne, it's really hard to live anywhere else in the world. So I can't wait to see the vibrancy come back into it. So, yeah, bring it on.
Thank you so much, Tristan. Next up, we have Bree Trevina. Bree is the research leader for Australasia at RMIT. Bree, thank you so much for coming tonight.
Thank you, and I'm extraordinarily passionate about the intersection of people, place and technology in the built environment, so I think I'm in the right place tonight. Very much looking forward to hearing the pitches.
That's it. It is the right place. That's it. And we also have Andrew Weir joining the expert panel. Andrew is the Director of Economic Development and International at the City of Melbourne. Andrew, welcome.
Hi everyone. Melbourne is an amazing city and it will bounce back strongly and with all sorts of innovation and ideas, and your contributions tonight are no doubt going to be a huge part of that. Can't wait.
That's it. I agree. And last but certainly not least, we also have Cerasela Tenesco, the Director of Innovation and Entrepreneurship at La Trobe University. Thank you so much for joining us, Cerasela.
Thank you so much, Judy. We know each other since a long time, so I think Melbourne ecosystem is so small and so connected that it will go over this. And I'm really excited to see the startups, and I hope we can help them also not succeed just not in Melbourne, but also overseas in the Global Markets program.
That's it, and I love it. If you work with Cerasela, you'll know she's always got lots of different programs going on, and the Global Markets Accelerator program is just one of many. So please make our expert panel feel very welcome by giving them a round of applause. If you're at home, maybe you can stomp your feet on the floor and they'll feel it from afar. One last person I'd love to introduce before we get into the main action is a woman by the name of Zara Zanal. So Zara is actually going to, yes, please give her a round of applause. So to my left, and I'm not sure if that makes sense for people watching from home, but somewhere you should be able to see a graphic illustration of tonight's thinking. So throughout tonight's pitch showcase, Zara is going to be capturing what we say, the questions that are asked, the things that are shared in pitches, and this graphic illustration is going to be made available on the Participate Melbourne website alongside the recording of tonight's event. So if you'd like to share that with anyone in your network, you can. And I love it, Zara. Thank you. True to Melbourne's artistic style. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so just for clarity, before we get into the pitches, exactly what problem did the City of Melbourne ask the community to solve? So in March this year, the city posed this question: how might we bring vibrancy back into the city in our new COVID normal world by reimagining the way we live, connect, work and play in our city, while enhancing the social, cultural, environmental and economic vitality of Melbourne? That is a challenge and a half. That is no mean feat. But what we saw is lots of different ideas from the community. They were encouraged to think about 4 specific opportunity areas. The first was public and or private spaces and places. We also were looking for future ways of working and connecting with each other. Any specific sector support for those who had been hit harder than others in our new world. And finally, new economies and future industries. The City of Melbourne received dozens of submissions this year for the 2021 Open Innovation Competition from individuals, businesses, students, entrepreneurs and more. And the City of Melbourne and its expert judging panel kept a keen eye out for any solutions that were using a data-driven approach or were technology enabled. Tonight is the celebration of the top submissions. You're going to hear from 6 different teams, and they're all quite different, what they think they can do to help Melbourne get back to a really vibrant place, which we've heard from the whole panel is something we all feel confident we can get. So very excited to hear their pitches. I'm sure you are as well. So the pitches this evening are in the running to receive a massive prize pool. So up on the screen you will see all of the organisations that have contributed to the prize packages and awards. It's over $30,000 worth of cash, access to some of Melbourne's best accelerator programs, business mentorship and more. So a very real opportunity. These aren't just ideas, there's a whole community of practice behind these people that want to see these come to life. So very exciting to see some real practical solutions tonight. And thank you so much to all of the organisations. Please, I know they're not all in the room, but for those that are, please give these companies a big round of applause for contributing. Now, without any further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce you to tonight's first pitcher for this evening. Please put your hands together for Callan Morgan from MakeMob. Callan, come on down. And you just click the big green button to go next and you can see your slides at the back.
Good evening. Hi, my name's Callan Morgan. I'm the founder of MakeMob. MakeMob empowers artists, engineers and designers to co-create on passion-driven projects that benefit the community and the environment. As has been said, last year has been really tough on us all. But the one thing we all know is that we need common ground to work, to learn, to socialise, most importantly, to be human. So how are we going to address this need? Well, with Helios, a giant robotic solar flower. Helios is inspired by endangered metallic sun orchid, and it's got carbon fibre petals that are also lined with flexible solar panels, and then they move and track the sun and harness the rays and have access to power for people and users the like. Helios embodies art, design, engineering, sustainable technology, and it embodies placemaking. Some of the features within Helios is we have data collection. We also have education and manufacturing pathways app, that so people can come along and scan different parts of the sculpture, and then they'll cut to an app that will show us how the actual thing was made. Robotic articulated pedals, outdoor workstations, so people can get out of the office and come and have access to free Wi-Fi and power. And also educational signage for endangered flowers built into the seats as well. As you can see, it'll attract a mixed range of users and businesses and support local economies. So who built MakeMob? Who is MakeMob, sorry? It's a team of individuals, highly skilled, highly passionate people that come together to cross-pollinate with industry and institutions. So what have we done before? We built Yuki, a giant robotic insect bee that's electric powered, and it's been across the world wowed over 10,000 people, and it's been in Melbourne Knowledge Week, White Night, and also Pause Festival and Burning Man in the US. It's the expertise and the knowledge that we've taken from Yuki, and we're going to apply it to Helios. Our industry partners are an all-star cast, and they've pledged their support for the project, and services, parts, and it's going to allow us to take this thing further. So where are we at? Stage 1. We're in the research and development stage, and then we're also funding generation. The next stage is in the installation, the build phase, and then the installation phase. Potential sites we're talking to, it's a Department of Jobs of Precincts, and we're also talking to, in regards to the Melbourne Innovation District for site activation, in regards to the Fisherman's Bend as well. Stage 3 sees an educational program developed with, and we're working with the Victorian technical schools to develop a pathways career model, and also a mobile maker space that will travel with the piece. Helios is being designed to tour, so we're allowed to, it'll pack down into shipping containers, and we can transport around for multiple sites and also to multiple venues. Helios is a very ambitious project, but it sits at the nexus of design and innovation and also placemaking. We're looking for foundational partners to help us bring this vision to life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Callan, for being our first presenter this evening. It's always rough getting up first. Well done. So I'm now going to invite our expert panellists to ask questions of Callan. You've got just as much time as Callan did, which is 4 minutes. So I'll see you on the other side.
Hi. Hey, Callan, that was incredible. It's the sort of thing that would encourage people to come and visit. You know, have you thought about the links to the visitor economy, drawing people in from elsewhere to come, and how it might attract people to Melbourne?
Tourism?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tapped on it a little bit in the slide, but I should have mentioned it further. But it would be quite a large tourist attraction, especially at night, because there'll be LED lighting built into it, and the pedals will actually move in an array, like a program. So it'll be like a spectacle.
It's a beautiful design. I think
Thank
it really captures so much of what's going on in people's hearts right now. And I think that it's really going to draw people to it. The other project that you showed up there, the bee?
Yes.
How many people did that one attract? Because that will give us an idea of the potential for this one.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be within tens of thousands. Like, I mean, White Night alone, it was a major project in White Night 2018, and I think it attracted, I mean, would have been at least 10,000 there, but also Burning Man Festival, Melbourne Knowledge Week. So there's a lot of scope, and I should mention there we can actually charge the bee from the flower.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay, thank you so much. It's a very interesting project. I personally love it. Why do you think this will work in Melbourne? Have you had any validation before? Have spoken to people? Why here? And why do you think it will really increase the coming to city?
I think it covers the ground of, like, it's a functional art piece in the sense that we have a need for outdoor workspaces, and one of the elements that people say is with working outdoors is obviously battery life and Wi-Fi, and so they tend to go to like cafes or commercial spaces. So this is like a city, common ground environment where people can meet and socialise and be creative, but also have access to facilities.
Hi, Colin.
I agree.
I really like this integration of the sustainability element for it with the solar and the biodiversity. Have you started to think about how you might partner in directions that might hit some of those sustainability components? Have you considered talking to anyone who operates within that space?
In like government and the council sectors, or do you mean
either
in the
public
private?
or private?
Yeah. So Amptron privately, I mean, Helios uses new solar technology, which is lightweight, flexible solar panels. And we've partnered with Amptron, who's a Western Australian company, and they build their own lithium batteries and also flexible solar panels. So,
Great.
So how long does it take to get a project like this going? Because it feels like we could have 2 or 3 of these in the city. What's involved?
So the project has been in the pipeline and being developed pre-COVID because we identified a sort of a need for a functional art piece like this. And I guess I should say, because it is designed to travel, it can be utilised to activate somewhat dead spaces and things like that as well. But it depends on funding, obviously, and if we were to receive the funding in one sum, then we could turn it around from this point, because we're heavily in the design phase within 6 months.
Thank you. Please give me a round of applause. I'll just hold on to it. We've got some audience questions. So we have a question from the audience. I'm just going to make sure I'm standing over here. They would like to know, does it work in the rain?
Yes. It's all elements. It's been designed to endure like Melbourne's harsh climates.
Perfect. That's it. Please give Callan a big round of applause for our first pitch. Thank you. Please pop it down there. Alrighty, so now you've got a taste of what one of the solutions could look like to attract people back into Melbourne CBD, the beautiful piece of art that's also very functional. We're now going to hear from a very different team with a very different idea. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Jetty and Ellis, who will be pitching to you their startup, Wadu. Please come on down.
Fun, yeah. So just conveying the green button, not the red. Yeah, all right, awesome. Cool. Hi everyone, we're Wadu, and we're using a human-focused approach to help reactivate businesses and the tourism scene by gamifying people's experience in the city. To start, my name is Jetty, and this is Els, and we're just 2 of the brains behind Wadu, so I should probably take this off. And in the audience, we have Jackie and Justin, also our co-founders, and we're a team of analysts, developers, and designers who call Melbourne home. So, in the past year, as people are slowly returning back to the city to work, there's definitely been an early peak period as opposed to a late peak period. And this has led to a decline in Melbourne's nighttime economy. So in exploring ways to reinvigorate and bring vibrancy back into Melbourne CBD, we thought, instead of targeting motivations, how might we instead encourage people to stay and engage with what Melbourne has to offer when they're already here? And this led to the birth of Wadu. Slang for what to do, Wadu is an event-finding app that immerses you in real experiences happening around the CBD in real time and lets you earn points and redeem them for real rewards.
All right, so how does it work? Well, essentially there are 3 key themes within Wadu. So the first one being play. Users are encouraged to explore their city using augmented reality and unlock missions that help them discover experiences within the city. The next step, discover. So experiences can come in all shapes and sizes, and we connect with potential integrations such as What's on Melbourne, Eventbrite, Ticketek, in order to pull events from all these platforms, as well as be able to access live Instagram stories in order for users to be able to gauge whether that's something that they're interested in or not. And finally, after the hard work of playing and discovering, users are actually able to redeem their points that have been earned from completing missions and booking events on tickets, game customizations, and event add-ons. So whether you're a achievement hunter or a bargain chaser or a last-minute decision maker, Wadu has a little something for everyone, and inspires people to kind of rediscover their city through a different lens. So, according to Creative Victoria, we've identified 3 key cultural segments within Melbourne that appeal to ideal users of Wodoo. So the first one's expression. So, these are people who value personalised connections with individuals and brands, while affirmation seek information before they decide to buy. And stimulation enjoys big ideas and staying ahead of the curve, to which we believe Wodoo caters to all of these 3 segments. And students and young professionals are our ideal market for early adopters of Wodoo. Students help generate traffic, and young professionals are even more likely to engage in paid engagements. So we hope to cater to all events and businesses, regardless of revenue or size, and hence we've devised a revenue model which comprises of a fixed component as well as a variable component. The fixed component involves a partnership fee, of which businesses are set up to host a specific amount of events per month. And we also understand that businesses may be reluctant to put such a large upfront cost. And so there is the variable component, which is basically a percentage-based commission fee on purchases. So to tie this up, the relationship that we have with our businesses involves creating an exciting channel for businesses to advertise, sell, and learn more about their users, whilst users are able to explore the city and rediscover it. And ultimately, this supports the international and domestic tourism industry of Melbourne, and ultimately encourages the retention and spending within the city of Melbourne.
So we're here just as an open invitation to you guys to come join us as we gamify Melbourne and gamify the world. Thank you.
So we are saying that. All right, so it's now time to throw to our expert panel of judges for some Q&A. Over to you.
First of all, thanks to you both. It's fantastic and a really beautiful celebration of what makes Melbourne Melbourne. It was great to see the customer segmentation. Have you thought about how you would gather some feedback from those people who might benefit from the project?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I was actually going to mention is we actually recently, from a business perspective, we actually recently engaged with the events and tourism team from City of Melbourne. We received some really positive feedback as the potential of this and the value that it brings. So from a business perspective, yes, and we're looking to continue that exploration with partners. From a customer point of view, like that's in the process. We've definitely engaged with a lot of our friends. Us being, I guess, just coming out of uni, also being young professionals, we've definitely got a lot of positive feedback from that perspective as well. So there's definitely room to explore more, but that's definitely underway and under consideration.
Thank you so much. Lovely idea. I have one question, which might be a little bit long. First of all, rewards programs exist already. So, what is yours different? And also, what's your business model? Because right now, what I'm seeing is that you want to engage the businesses, but the businesses are paying a fee. So. And all the success of your program is based on the numbers of businesses you engage. Because if you don't have the critical mass of the businesses, you are not going to go to take off. So you need either to strike very hard or to have another business model, like, for example, transaction or something like that, or both of them. So what is your business model to actually engage this critical mass?
Yes. Sorry, would you mind repeating just the first part of the question? Or is it just the business model?
Sorry.
That's all right.
I'm just saying that there are a lot of rewards programs.
Yes. Okay.
So you will hurt yourself with a lot of competition. So just to be aware.
Yeah, no, totally agree. I think our key seller here is this gamification aspect. We understand there's a big market for rewards. And I think one thing that we aim to do is, like, for example, there's a lot of event providers, like, for example, What's on Melbourne in itself, Urban List, Broadsheet, and whatnot. I think there's not one place where all of this is made available, let alone in real time. Meaning, when you want to leave the office and you check your phone, I guess one of the key selling points here is, what can you do right now and then? Regarding business model, though, I totally agree. We are definitely driven off of volume and businesses signing up. But again, we have the variable component to mitigate that risk for both us and the business, as for paying something they don't get. However, I guess, whether it's about selling it to businesses or us being a game in itself, holding our own events and giving incentives to business. Hey, look, we're running an amazing race. Would you love to be part of it? And I think there's different ways that we can target businesses like that.
I'm really interested in this idea, and I think, and I know we're over time, but businesses. It strikes me that businesses are actually your customer, aren't they, in a lot of ways, rather than the users of the public. And businesses in Melbourne are really hurting at the moment. They're really struggling, and from what I've observed, very little appetite to incur any new costs.
Yes.
I guess the question is, what market engagement have you had with the business sector in Melbourne, and is there an appetite for a product like this?
Yeah, look, for businesses specifically, I would say we've yet to communicate directly with them. I think, again, with our revenue model, one thing we're looking at obviously is like packaging. For example, with the tourism and events team, we understand like Melbourne Knowledge Week, some places aren't revenue driven, right? Why would you pay for something that you're not getting revenue for? And I think that's where we can leverage, revenue aside, create impact, host events that are free. For example, if we give you like 5 free events over a certain period, and maybe you see the value out of that, and then you consider, hey, look, maybe if I have like a paid event upcoming, then I'll consider, investing in that way. But totally understand, businesses are recovering. This is just one way that we think we can hopefully empower them to do so in the long run.
That's time. Thank you so much. Just leave it in there. Just going to need the clicker before you run. That's all right. All good, all good. Please give Team Wadu another big round of applause for pitching their idea. Thank you so much. Before you ran down, I had one question from the audience. So I'm going to ask maybe one of you to come back up before, if that's okay. Sorry, we're giving you a workout as part of the Open Innovation Competition. The audience would like to know, what support do you actually want from the City of Melbourne? Are you just going to build this anyway?
Yeah, I mean, definitely this idea came out of this competition. We definitely don't want it to end here. The support we're looking for, obviously, is potential funding, mentoring, cheerleading, and simply sharing the word and getting involved. And that's where we're going to start. But yes, definitely we're going to work on it beyond this program.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wadu. It's now time for our third pitch of the evening. So questions. Perfect. There we go. Oh, appendix. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, maybe Wadu will share a link. Oh my goodness. There we go. We're now going to move to our third pitch. Please make him feel welcome. Mohammed from Pubs for Public.
Hello everyone, I'm Mohammed from Pubs for Public. Pubs for Public is a wayfinding platform for creating accessible and inclusive public spaces. Have you ever been in a city and looking for public spaces or some places to rest, spend time, or have an informal meeting with your friend without paying or purchasing any food, or even doing some activity at night in a safe place? Yes, it's like searching for a public space, but there are not that much this kind of places in the city and CBD areas. Most of places are private buildings. You should pay or have some kind of membership to use them. Government bring some kind of solution for this one. City councils and government try to create some kind of partnership with private sector to create public spaces instead of building higher and bigger buildings. So they contribute the ground floor of the tower or like the image in the image to the public area, and instead they can build higher towers. This is a very good idea. A lot of innovation and a lot of new use cases can be imagined for this one, like the image. But in reality, it doesn't work for all of the pubs. So we call all of those kind of area privately owned public spaces, and we shorten as a pubs. So most of them are hidden, exclusive to a specific part of society, and if even we find them, we feel there are private spaces and we don't have the right to use those kind of spaces. Pubs for Public tries to bring those kind of mystery semi-public spaces on the map, introduce them to the wider public through an online platform, and by using GIS technology and contextual information, we can find and search those kind of places in the online application, and search based on our needs, based on being usable at night, during the day, weekend, and also is it weather protected, and what kind of activity we can do in those kind of spaces. By doing so, we can gonna improve accessibility and visibility of those kind of public area, and also we can have more inclusive cities for all users. And based on the new situation of the COVID and pandemic and post-pandemic time, we can introduce alternative public spaces for safe social gatherings instead of concentrating in well-known public spaces. Pubs for Public can contribute to the reactivation and recovery plan in many ways. It creates different partnerships between three main stakeholders. In different ways, we can prioritize public health and well-being, and also we can strengthen community engagement by providing equal opportunity for access. And on the other side, we can bring a lot of benefits for private owners. We can bring a lot of CBD footfall to those places and bring a lot of economic benefits, and especially innovative users like installing artworks and renting those spaces for different events. So I started exploring pubs in my PhD research. I did a very detailed observations and recorded activities for 3 years, and then I turned the idea to a RMIT activator and open talent pathway, and developed a startup and business model to have a sustainable social impact. And also at the moment I'm developing use cases and MVP in LaunchHub program and doing piloting case study. And for next step, I want to test my idea in a bigger market of the city of Melbourne, and also test the technology and digital platform, and activate the pubs with creative users. Thank you. Yes.
Well done, Mohammed.
Thank you.
Over to the panel for questions. What would you like to learn about Pubs for Public?
Fantastic idea. I've often sat around in some of those spaces thinking, I'm not sure if I'm meant to be here. So I think it's great that you're going to open some of these spaces up to the public. I guess my question is, has there been any examples of other cities where they've done this? And are there case studies for where it's been successful?
Yes, we have. I did a lot of case study during the past 3 years, and I found that Melbourne is not good in having inclusive and accessible pubs. Just 2 or 3 examples are good in Melbourne. One of them is Collins Place. It's 24 hours, 7 days open, and it hosts a lot of activity, diversity of the activity. You can believe it that students use it, elderly use it. Even I went there at the midnight, New Year midnight, and at that time it was active and full of people. So yeah, we have a good example of them with good management, but we still have more than 50 other pubs that are not successful in the city of Melbourne.
Love the problem definition and the policy sort of space that you're engaging with here. And I'm wondering though, does it need a new digital platform, or is it a sort of something that could be worked through with an existing platform such as Google?
Yes, I thought about that one, but you know, there are private building. If Google doesn't have the permission, they cannot add it to the Google. So on my platform, we try to register businesses and also adjacent businesses around the pubs, and they can put their information by themselves, by their own rights, and then also invite people to coming to use even the private area for events or being a venue.
It's a great idea, and I think, again, a really fantastic continuation of Melbourne's ongoing attempts to kind of open up the city more and more. So this relies quite a bit on businesses being incentivised to engage in the program. How do you see that working, particularly in terms of business to business, to ensure that word's being passed on and people are becoming more engaged in the program and you're able to get that critical mass?
Yes, one of the things that businesses are dealing, especially the shopping and retail and restaurants, there are lack of customers, especially after the absence of office workers, and most of the pubs are under office towers because of that kind of incentive of building higher towers. And one of the things that I'm trying to do is having connection, and I did a lot of interview with the body corporates who owns and manage those kind of buildings, and I got a really good feedback, especially everything went to online, and so they need to bring more people and know more people, and they can also advertise their business. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Wonderful idea. I saw that you did a lot of research. I would have liked to see in the slide a little bit of your conclusions of your research, because
Yes.
that has been a market validation, which is interesting.
Yes.
Second thing, have you considered to make this offer to unique campuses that are, because right now I'm more working at Latrobe City than in Bandura, and it's becoming more and more empty.
Yeah. Yes, one of the good examples that we have here, and I'm working on LaunchHub program, and also Open Talent Banpay. I interview, RMIT campus building managers and property managers. So this is one of the places that I'm trying to do, because they are privately owned and it's still public, a lot of public access, and they like to bring more people inside, especially for the business inside the building.
Cool. Super quick. International
Yes.
students would love this. I think it'd be really relevant to the international student
sure.
community. I think there's increasingly a lot of funding sources for work to support international students. It's worthwhile exploring that avenue, I think.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Please give Mohammed a round of applause. Stay here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hold on to that. We've got an audience
Yes,
question for
for
you.
sure.
They would like to know, if Pops Republic got off the ground, what do you think, having done all that research, are some of the most exciting places people might get access to?
One of them is that I recently got familiar with is Melbourne Connect here. And I didn't know that it is such place, great access and a lot of facilities here. So I think it would be one of the best, because it's out of CBD and we can guide people from the CBD and well-known public spaces and streets from CBD to some kind of other precinct like here, Dockland, and also alongside of the Collins Split and Collins precinct, we have lovely places. Like also a sky building, a sky garden in front of our building. Yeah.
Love it. Thank you so much, Mohammed.
Thank you.
You can leave that there. It's all good. Wonderful. Well done. Hopefully some new places to discover in the future in Melbourne's CBD. So we are now halfway through our pitches. So a quick reminder for everyone who's watching at home, if you have questions for our final pitches this evening, pop them in the chat, and our friend Claire for the City of Melbourne will send them to me and we'll ask them on your behalf. And it is now time to introduce our next pitch. The fourth pitch for this evening, please make them very welcome. I'm excited to invite Samya and Smitten, who are going to present to you Everything Data. Please make them welcome.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. My name is Smitten, and I'm from Everything Data. At Everything Data, we believe in the power of data and use it to create products that can help transform lives. But today, I'm going to be talking about rent sites and how it will be evolutionary for small businesses down the street like that of Jenny's. Let me introduce Jenny to you. Jenny is a 32-year-old fashion designer from Melbourne. A few years ago, she set up her own boutique store to help dress the people of Melbourne trendier. She designs apparels, prices them, markets them, and ensures she has a strong supply chain. But with all of this work, Jenny finds less time to do the things she's passionate about, that is design and customer service. And as COVID happened, a lot of the effort that Jenny puts in was not enough. But Jenny isn't alone. more than 3,000 local businesses here in Melbourne, including retail, furnishing, and groceries, have had to deal with the same fate. This isn't surprising, given that we are all aware of the impact COVID had on businesses. But did you know how big a divide there was in the businesses? Small businesses were obliterated last year, while big companies went on to post profit. The success of big companies wasn't just due to economies of scale, but also analytics played a huge role in it. They were able to identify products that could sell well, sell fast, and how to do it. So why couldn't small businesses do the same thing? After all, we always see a computer when we go to a nearby retail store. From our research, we're able to find out that most of the existing solutions are super expensive, complex, and training intensive, that most people are reluctant to use it. They come with a lot of features, and the cost associated with these features does not justify it. More than 90% of the features are not used. This is exactly how an existing ERP system looks like. Confusing, isn't it?
And that's exactly why we decided to come up with RentSites. RentSites is a no-frills AI-powered solution to help retailers make faster, smarter, and better choices. RentSites is retail-oriented, and it sits on your desktop and offers you very actionable suggestions so that you are able to make the most of your opportunities. When you would launch RentSites, this is what it would look like. It would give you, in a very, very clear and succinct manner, all the actions that you need to take on a particular day to meet your goals. Moreover, there is also a possibility of being able to forecast demand of all the high-selling items so that you can place a bulk order well in advance. We think that now is a very good time to launch RentSites because more and more businesses in Melbourne have been impacted by COVID, and it's a very good way of reviving those businesses. Also, the global ERP solutions market is expected to rise to several billions of dollars in the next 5 years. And with greater awareness regarding data usage and data literacy, and with the availability of tools like cloud technologies, we think we are in a good position to actually develop a product which is sustainable and useful to the retailers in the long term. For this, we are planning to, our next step is to create a prototype. And for this, we intend to raise $10,000 to put together a technical team to develop the prototype and test it. Alongside this, we're looking to get in touch with more and more subject matter experts to understand the needs better. My name is Soumya, and that was our pitch. Thank you for being a great audience.
Panel, over to you. What would you like to learn about everything data?
Thank you so much. I have basically two questions, so I'm going to very fast with them. The first of all, one is, do you have an idea of the competition? I'm talking also about indirect competition, not just only direct competition, because this type of programs are recommended by the accountant, so it's extremely difficult to actually enter in this type of sales. And secondly, are you sure that this is a problem of the small businesses? Because for me, it's more the cash flow and the up and down problem that happens in COVID, and the fact that they don't have enough cash flow to be able to compensate the time when they don't have the business, and the bigger business do. So are you sure this is a problem? How many small businesses have you talked to?
Sure. I think to answer the first part of your question regarding competition, we did some research, and what we found was that there are some players which are working in this space. They're providing these options, but they're largely very big players like Xero and so on and so forth. They're very expensive that small businesses cannot afford. And when it comes to whether or not we've validated the need, we've had the chance to speak to a few people who run a retail business in Melbourne and also abroad. We did find that they are looking for such analytic solutions. Do you want to add more to it?
Yeah, I think one of the things I would like to add is a lot of the businesses are actually looking for what can they sell next. And for that, we actually worked at a retail store for a couple of months just to understand how the retail store works. And we feel that having a solution like this will sort of help businesses be more confident about running a business. Now if we are seeing that a lot of businesses are out of out of service, and we feel that having a solution like this will sort of give them the confidence to know that, apart from them, there's a technical solution that is based directly on data to proceed with it.
Does the app integrate with the marketing side of their business? So, for example, if there's 12 jackets that need to be sold, is it keeping track perhaps of eyeballs on their socials? And is some of the statistics from their marketing coming back into this system to help them make better decisions?
Yes, absolutely. I think how we have done it is the number of sales is depend on your own historical data and how much you have been selling in the past few months. And definitely the marketing trends are based on the social media. It can be Instagram, it can be LinkedIn, Twitter for that matter, and it's going to integrate and sort of give you a recommendation based on that. So I think it's going to be a good integration of both of them.
This is perhaps a bit of a follow-on question to that one. What other data sources have you thought about integrating into this, and how would you get access to those, particularly when you're looking to keep it at an affordable price point and they're small businesses that are very niche markets?
Yeah. I think the first thing that we started with just to seeing what are the open public data, and that is just, I think just with Twitter, you're able to get, with using tags like fashion and what is trending in your own local area, you're able to get an idea of what is happening around you. So Twitter is one of them. I think Google Images sort of provide you what is trending. And these are only two sources that we have currently looked at. But I think there's an opportunity for us to look at more sort of sources where we can get it and possibly integrate it. But for now, this is what we have looked at.
How do businesses make the decision to purchase software like this? What are those businesses that are currently using software? How do they typically decide to go down the path of doing this?
Yeah, I think definitely the first thing is they look at the cost involved in it. Apart from the cost, they're also looking at what features are they getting, how complex it is, and how much training they have to provide for someone else to do it. More often than not, we have realized that people are working in ones or twos, and if there's a software that's complex enough that they have to train someone, that essentially leads to loss of time and money. So they're definitely looking for something that is easy and intuitive, and that sort of will help you get that extra time. Definitely cost is one of the major factors, but just the usability. I think one thing that when we spoke to a lot of customers, we realized that people don't understand everything that is happening. They get these reports at the end of the month, which again does not help them. So we feel that having a very good UI system, something super user-friendly and super intuitive will be helpful.
What's the sales strategy though?
Sales strategy is something going to be unique. We are working on a model called data as a service. So what we're trying to ask the customers is that you can sell us your data. We're going to aggregate it and sell it to bigger companies. And if you're not comfortable with selling us your data, we're going to be providing this service in a freemium service in which the basic features are going to be for free, but some additional advanced technologies will be paid for. So we're coming with, yeah.
Please give Everything Data a round of applause. Thank you to our panel. Stay where you are. We've got one audience question for you. The audience would like to know why a desktop app?
Yeah, I think it's just from an intuition, like from whichever shops that we went to, intuitively they had a desktop. We actually had a number that was present that showed that 95% of retailers, small businesses in Australia actually have a desktop. That is 95% today. It's going to go to 99% in the future. For tablets and desktop, it is somewhere around 50%, and that's the reason we decided to go with desktop.
Thank you so much. Please give the team a round of applause. You can leave everything there, just on the table. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much. And we are now getting to the podium. We've got 2 pitches to go. It's my pleasure to welcome to the pitch stage Hugh. Hugh has been waiting very patiently up the back. Please make him welcome. He is from Kibble and Love at First Bite.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you to the panel for taking the time, and to the City of Melbourne. We do really appreciate all the time that you've put in. So I hope you enjoy our pitch. I'm Hugh McCaffrey, and I, along with Ashwin, are the co-founders of Kibble. Kibble is a data analytics firm, and our vision really is to be the Tinder of food and drink recommendations. But you're probably more likely to find love with us than you are with Tinder. Look, we talk to a lot of restaurants, and it's clear to everyone that restaurants are struggling. Tourism has gone down 58%. Delivery apps are cannibalizing the market. What we see is that delivery, that the market share of delivery apps have gone from 8% in 2019 to 25 to 30%. It's astonishing. Those trends that looked originally temporary have become permanent trends in the industry. Now, we can't roll that back, but what we think we can do is use technology on the side of the hospitality industry to help incentivize people to go back out there and to enjoy it when they do. But not only enjoy it, love it. When people love their experience, when they love where they go, they're more likely to go again, they're more likely to spend more when they're there, they're likely to leave a review, and they're likely to talk to their friends about it. So when you love those experiences, that's what matters. And that's what we're here to do at Kibble. We've created a solution called Love at First Bite. It's like Tinder, but for food and drink recommendations. How it works is we work with merchants to basically craft fun and entertaining profiles for merchants to put their best foot forward. Our customers are matched using data analysis to restaurants that they would love, restaurants, bars, and cafes that they would love and hopefully enjoy. What we offer is essentially when our customers are matched through a short survey, but also we offer prizes every month to incentivize them to keep going. So when you spend money at our merchant partner, they go in the draw to win cash prizes, discounts, and goodies from us all the time. What we charge our merchants, we charge them a flat fee of $20 per month to be listed on the platform. And that's it. There's no cost per clicks, there's no cost per impression, and we do not fiddle with the algorithm to weight preferences based on your ability to pay. What makes us unique, though? What makes us unique in the space is the data granularity that we get. What we found is really important is on the food side, we don't just look at your cuisine and your opening hours. We actually have scraped all your menus, put that against recipes, and worked out a granular food taste profile for your restaurant. What it looks like, whether it's got onions in those dishes, whether it's got spices, what does it look like, and compare it against you. But going out is more than the food that you eat or the drinks that you take. It's also about the ambience. So we also gather data from restaurants about their lighting, their noise level, things like that to mix in to our algorithm to match people to. On the customer side, we look at their taste profiles. We look at their permanent features, so things like dietary requirements as well as allergies, but we also look at their temporary preferences in real time to match them to a restaurant. So what mood are you in? How adventurous are you feeling tonight? How far are you willing to travel, and how much are you willing to spend? We put that through our machine learning algorithm, and more we're able to get more and more accurate results on behalf of the customer. What is our traction? We've already built our MVP. The back end and the front end, the machine learning algorithm is already done. We went out to market for a week, and we've managed to attract 6 merchant partners and a wait list of 33. As I've already said, we've already scraped 389 menus, and we've been able to work out, as against a recipe list, what the ingredients are in those menus. Our competitive landscape, we're very different in the sense that we are sort of personalized, tailored recommendations, unlike Google, which looks at aggregate recommendations, and we drive people in store. What are we looking for here? Where we're looking to collaborate with a precinct, to test pilot in a precinct to get 200 merchants to basically be able to roll out in that precinct, and we're looking for sponsorship to help onboard those merchants and pay for the first 2 months. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Hugh. Hold on to that. Well done, Hugh. It is now, and also well done. I don't know if anyone at home can hear the house party that's happening upstairs, but well done for keeping you cool when the music kicked in. Right. Over to our panellists. What would you like to learn about Love at First Bite?
Hi, great to meet you. Thank you for your presentation. It was really well done. I think the secret to this one is in the matching service, and I think that at the moment it's all on the retailer in terms of where your revenue's coming from. I think it would be really interesting to turn this on its head and think, how good, what would this have to look like for people to actually pay for the match instead of the retailer having to pay to get someone through the door. So how much work have you done sort of on that side of it? Because, you know, everyone hates going out to the wrong restaurant and being disappointed when they get there. So, you know, what research have you done that might help you figure out how to make this an amazing experience for people that may even pay for?
Yeah, look, we haven't focused on that, to be frank. We think what we can do once we attract customers, we can look to monetize it in different ways. What we're looking to ease that burden off is that sponsorship model to pay on behalf of the merchant partners in the first aspect, so that we can hone the model to really prove benefit to customers before we can start charging them for the model.
You've got quite an impressive list of competitors to go up against there. You know, Google, Zomato, you know, those the big guns, and they're all operating at big scale, multiple cities around the world, almost blanket coverage. The utility to the customer is going to come with scale, isn't it? And how have you thought about launch in terms of? I know you've thought about launch in terms of one precinct. How do you overcome that scale challenge, I guess, is where I'm getting.
Yeah, of course. I might disagree with the premise of the question.
Okay,
I actually think what separates us is the granularity of the data that we're able to acquire. For all that we think Google knows a lot about us, they actually only know the cuisine type and opening hours of restaurants. What they don't know is the ambience. What's the aesthetic? What's the noise level? What goes into the restaurant in terms of the food products. That's what we're able to distinguish ourselves and be able to scrape that data and go out and talk to restaurants about that. So we think what gives us an immediate leverage is our ability to actually understand the restaurants that people are going to, as well as the customer in real time. Neither Google nor Zomato, well, Zomato by definition is an aggregation of everybody's views, not your personal recommendation. And that's where we think we separate. It's the personalization of our product that makes it valuable, and that will bring the scale.
From what I understand, this is very much about converting to in-store dining, to preventing people from getting the takeout. And you talked a bit about you know, the ambience and those kinds of things that might attract people in. Have you thought any more about how you'll actually ensure that people are coming to the restaurants rather than just immediately going, that's great, and then still ordering on Deliveroo? Have you thought about how that might be kind of partnering in a neighbourhood or a precinct approach to create something that is a bit more of a detractor there?
Yeah, look, we looked at POS integration, and we were basically told by all restaurants that they were uninterested in it, and we took that very seriously. How we know where someone goes, where we get that understanding of point of sale, is to go into our lottery system. You must scan a QR code at the merchant. There's no integration for them. They simply have the merchant, and anyone who purchases is able to scan that QR code. So we understand that they've made a purchase, and that's why we have the lottery system to incentivize them. Down the line, we might look at more sophisticated ways in integration, but we know that that's for merchants at the moment not particularly interested in.
Just a quick one, very quick. $22 is not much. What's the number you break even in your costs and you don't lose anymore?
We actually already break even because we're super lean. In the sense we've already been able to build out all of the technical side of the app, and so really it's just the acquisition of merchants for us. So our company does other things in which we're able to monetize, and so the actual running costs, we have our part-time employee, and that's it. Thank you. Thank you.
So much. Hold on, we've got an audience question for you. Yes, well done. Now, you may have answered this already a little bit with the panel, but the audience still wants to know, so maybe an opportunity to really land the point home. They've said, hi, well done on a great pitch. I wanted to ask, what is the difference between Kibble and Zomato? They also do personalised recommendations, or restaurant recommendation pages such as Broadsheet and Timeout.
Yeah, look, there are other people operating in the space. What we think we separate is just the sheer level of granularity of that data, the ability to actually go out to merchants to understand what they're doing and mix it into the machine learning algorithm to make a personalized recommendation to you, and only one. We've all had maybe the problem of Googling what's good around me and getting lists of thousands of recommendations. That there's decision fatigue through that. You likely go with the first one. You don't actually optimize your decisions. What we do instead is put one offer in front of you, one that suits your needs in that moment, and that's where we think we distinguish ourselves.
Thank you. Please join me in giving him a round of applause. Just down there. Thank you so much. Looking forward to hopefully being able to use that app. Maybe, can people download the app at the moment? Not quite yet, but hopefully soon. It is now time for our final pitch for this evening. I am very excited to ask not to take the physical stage, but to take the virtual stage. So the shoe's on the other foot now for everyone here at Melbourne Connect. Please, hopefully he can hear you down the other end of the camera. Give a massive round of applause to Rowan from Audelina. Over to you, Rowan.
Hello, everyone. Lovely to be here. Thank you, Judy. So today I'm going to talk to you about our QR menu solution that connects hospitality and tourism to keep revenue local. So we already have table ordering, direct pickup, and direct delivery for restaurants without commissions and room service via QR menu for hotels. Today I'm going to focus on how we're different and what we think the problem is that we can solve. So right now, hospitality and tourism are suffering. As we've already heard today, restaurants are paying 30% commissions to be able to reach new customers, staff shortages, and that actual revenue leaves the local area. Hotels as well have had to close their restaurants and be able to, and have to turn to delivery solutions to be able to offer their food, to be able to offer their guests a room service offering. Imagine in addition to that, if the hotel could plug in a tour or even co-working solution that's located nearby to create a higher value offering for their guests. So how does this look? The guest checks into the hotel, automatically sees what the hotel has on offer right from their mobile phone. They can see which restaurants are able to deliver room service to them, order and pay directly. Again, for tours. So the hotel can choose which tours they want to partner with and offer their solution to them. In addition to that, there's a Mel.menu QR solution, which shows guests and residents what's happening around them in Melbourne, even something such as order to the park. So our aim is to connect hospitality with fair subscription pricing to have mutual referrals. So a hotel can offer a tour, a co-working venue can say, hey, we don't have a kitchen, but let's partner with the local restaurant and have their food on our menu. They'll bring it up to us. Our guests will stay there longer. So looking at our team, Sean has developed some amazing front-end banking solutions and done some budget management. I worked 10 years for Aconex, one of Australia's most successful startups, delivering software solutions to mega projects. So why us? We're Melbourne boys. We opened a restaurant in Thailand to test our solution. Our customers are telling us that we've saved their business, currently supporting hundreds of restaurants, hotels, co-working venues globally, with 100,000 end users a month ordering from our solution. So it's working today. And taking a look at some of the brands that are working with us, North Park is a noodle restaurant with 42 locations in Manila, using us for curbside and takeaway orders commission-free. Restaurant Bastard in Montreal backs onto a park. Their guests just order from our solution and drive it over to them. We have hotels already using us for room service, and Draper, a 3-4 co-working venue, is keeping their costs down with staff by offering table ordering, which ensures their guests stay a bit longer. What we're hoping to do is run a pilot in Melbourne or Southeast Asia. And this is the first time we've talked about our connected solution, and we'd love to work with some additional partners. We're currently working with Doshi that connects our solution into hospitality tech, such as a point of sale or a delivery service, and message media for SMS notifications. I'm not too old to learn, and we certainly appreciate some client referrals. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Rowan, for that pitch. And we're very jealous that you are pitching this evening within reaching distance of a beach in Thailand, making us all very jealous. It is now over to our expert judging panel. If you look into that camera, he'll be able to see you.
Hi, hello. Just wondering, it's a good validation that you have already in Thailand. Was wondering, how did the concept evolve during the validation, and what problems arise when you started to implement it with users?
Okay, so Sean had already developed the sort of table ordering solution, and then we started to get some really good traction at the start of the pandemic. So one of the things that we found, especially in Thailand, is that table ordering is great, but they need a component to sort of do the delivery, which is where we started to integrate with the local last mile delivery solution. So, yeah.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. Looks like you're kicking some goals over there, so that's fantastic. I'm curious, it looks like you've got a pretty impressive team. Why this when, you know, it's a really competitive market and there's a lot of grunt work that has to be done to sign up, you know, hundreds of restaurants, etc. Why this, and how long have you been going so far? How long has it taken you to get the traction that you have so far?
Yeah. So we've been going for about 2 years, and because we'd already developed some good content on our website, we were really doing well on Google as far as SEO content. And then within our solution, we developed some referral process as well. So other restaurants are able to join with us. I think our main differentiation though is the fact we're probably one of the few or only solutions that have a free to paid subscription model, okay? And brands really like us. So while our brand is orderlina.com, they can pay to remove our branding and have their own domain name and ability to customize the menu. So it looks as if they've developed it.
Aaron, it looks very much like you're looking to be scaling this and ramping it up. What does success look like for you in Melbourne? How will you know?
Well, I think it would start by a small pilot, just taking 1 or 2 or 3 of these examples. So hotel, restaurant, co-working and tour, being able to validate that, see how that looks, and then use that as a success story to make other businesses aware of that. And I mean, we know there's lots of competition in this space in Melbourne, but in some ways that's a good thing because we are taking it from a different approach, but it means that the end users are already familiar with this type of product.
Interested in the delivery component. You mentioned things such as delivery to park, delivery to nearby facilities, etc., like co-working spaces. Organising delivery is one of the challenges of businesses, isn't it? How does that work in practice?
Yeah, so we're partnering with the local provider or Australian company called Doshi, if you're familiar with that. So we actually integrate with them, which means that the order goes to the restaurant point of sale, and then it can be sent by a last mile delivery solution in Australia, such as Drive Yellow. So then they're already experts at so Drive Yellow already experts at the logistics, and the POS solution is how they'll manage the order. So, because as we're a web app, we're just sending the order to the point of sale. So it's limited, I guess, change to the restaurant or hotel's operational structure.
There we go. Please give our panel a big round of applause. Rowan, we have a question for you from the audience. They would like to know what you've built so far. Is there any internationalization that needs to happen for the Australian market if it's been built in Thailand?
No, it's actually built in Australia. So we're an Australian registered business, and Sean had initially started his development within Australia. And our payment provider is Stripe, so that already works in Australia. And we're a multilingual solution, so it can be obviously in English, and then other languages can appear on the restaurants or hospitality venues menus.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rowan. Please give Rowan another round of applause. Thank you so much for joining us remotely. Can you all please give another huge round of applause to all of our presenters and pitchers from this evening. Well done to all of the teams and to our panel. So what happens from here? First of all, I would love to give a shout out to the graphic illustration and recording that Zara has created. Please give her a big round of applause. Awesome. So far, pretty bloody good. I can't wait to have a look at the final version of that on the Participate Melbourne website after tonight's event. And for now, it is time to vote for the people's choice. So you will be able to choose of the top 6 pitches that you've heard this evening, which one do you think best solves the City of Melbourne's challenge to bring vibrancy back into the city of Melbourne. So to vote for the People's Choice, head to live.voxvote.com and then enter in the PIN 380552, or you can scan the QR code. We should all be very familiar with those by now, and that will take you to the website. So the People's Choice voting is going to be open for the next 10 minutes. So while you're all voting, it is time for us to announce who have won the awards. So as I mentioned before, we have a massive prize pool. There's cash up for grabs. There's entry into some of Melbourne's best accelerator programs, business mentors, credits, coupons, all designed to help these teams succeed. So it's now time to announce some of those awards. So I'm going to invite a few folks up to join me. The first will be announcing the winner of the MAP Velocity Prize. Please make her feel very welcome. Adelaide, the program manager at the Melbourne Accelerator Velocity Program. Adelaide, please come on up and announce your winner.
Thank you. Do I need the mic? Yes. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Great. Thank you, everyone. What a lovely evening. All the teams did such an amazing job, and thank you so much for making us feel super excited and vibrant about bringing Melbourne back again. So it was obviously a really, really tough choice because everyone had amazing ideas. But I think it really came down to who we think the Velocity program can best help. So the Velocity program is the University of Melbourne's part-time accelerator program for early stage founders. And so, luckily, we have 2 spots to give in the next Velocity program, which is going to start in September. And yeah, so without much more talk, the first award goes to Kibble. So love at first bite.
Photo, perhaps. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Adelaide.
Oh, I have one more.
Never mind.
Okay,
right,
and the second Velocity spot goes to Everything Data. So run size. I'll stand on this side. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Adelaide. And I might just do a quick social distancing reminder for future photos. If everyone could just keep that in the back of their head, that would be great if you're coming up here. So I would now like to invite to the stage Julie Stevens from the RMIT Activator.
To all those teams. Am I live here? Yes. That certainly was the... Did I do that? That certainly was the smorgasbord of good news stories we've been looking for this year. And I must say, as RMIT Activator, it's been an absolute highlight being involved in the competition this year. We've run a localized version of this competition out of Vietnam, which has seen some really great ideas emerging from our solutions. We've run a rapid open innovation sprint during Melbourne Knowledge Week to help some of the teams refine their ideas. So it's really exciting now to offer 2 prizes into our flagship startup program, LaunchHub. Now, just to clarify, before I announce the first prize, we share a wonderful relationship with other university programs, with both Terasala and with Adeline from MAP, so nothing like a little bit of rivalry. The team that we would like to award a prize to are RMIT graduates. They came through the Open Innovation Sprint, and they're also a team we think we can meaningfully support, given the way we have built a program to support small business. So I think you know who you are, Everything Data. Lovely to see you both, and congrats. There we go. Goodies. Okay, we'll keep our distance. Thank you. Congrats. Yeah, and our second prize into LaunchHub goes to a team that's going to redefine the question, what to do. So we'd love to award Wadu a prize in our program. You've asked for cheerleading. We're going to give it to you in bucket loads, as well as a whole lot of coaching, mentoring, and support. Let's get that app into everyone's mobiles. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Julie, and congratulations to Everything Data and Wadu for winning the RMIT prize. Our next prize contributor I would like to invite, it's the MoWorks prize, and no surprise that the name for the MoWorks prize is Mo. Please bring him to the stage, and we're excited to hear who you've picked. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. In our agency, when we looked at who can be the winner of our product discovery phase, we looked for specific aspect of the project itself. It had to be a technology-based product. We wanted a product that it's still within either the scoping phase or with the planning phase, so we can add more value to it as part of our product discovery phase. So all the finalists were great. It was really exciting to go through your profile, plans, and everything. But for today, we only have one prize, unlike the previous other providers, and we're very excited to give it to Wadu.
Please give the group another round of applause. Well done. Congratulations, Wadu. Thank you so much for your contribution, Mo. Our next prize, unfortunately, our partner Yuri, who's based in Sydney, couldn't be with us here in Melbourne for the Fiverr prize. So, lucky me, I get to announce who that is. The winners of the Fiverr prize will receive a share of $10,000. That's pretty good. To spend on the Fiverr platform to help supercharge their business. And if you haven't come across Fiverr before, you can find a freelancer to do almost anything for your business, from social media marketing, graphic design, website building, and even voiceovers. So with over 500 categories to choose from, there's lots of work that you can use to help get your business going. So we have two winners of the Fiverr prize. They are each receiving $5,000 to spend on the Fiverr platform. Very big congratulations to Audalina and Wadu. Congratulations. I don't know if we can get Rowan up on the screen, and I don't have $5,000 to give you, but congratulations. Well done, Rowan. Maybe we can get a photo of Rowan, I don't know.
Thank you very much.
No worries, congratulations. It is now time for the last prize of this category. I'd love to welcome to the stage my esteemed colleague, Director of Programs and Partnerships at Startup Victoria, Poppy Truella. Oh, yes, that one.
Hello, everyone. I'll keep it nice and short and sweet because I know you've already heard a lot from Startup Victoria tonight, so you don't need to hear any more. Well done to all the pitches, though. That was amazing. We had a real difficulty choosing who was going to win this. For clarity, the Startup Prize is gifted by Startup Victoria's industry partners, so there's stuff in there from Stripe, AWS. There's meetings with people like the Melbourne Angels, Square Peg Capital. It's a great little prize package, and we'd love to award it to Wadu. Congratulations.
Please give Wadu and Poppy a round of applause. That is the last prize for that category. It's now time to move on to some of our international prizes. So our first guest I would like to bring to the stage is the Incubation Prize presented by Ivan from the 11th Space and Navanti Holdings. Ivan, thank you so much. Come on up. Microphone.
Hi guys, congratulations to all of you. It's nice to see all familiar faces in this place. And I think I love this city so much, and it's just so encouraging to see everyone here doing this for this beautiful city. And yeah, my name is Ivan Tandio, and I'm the CEO and founder of Navanti Holdings and 11th Space. And I'm here to present the Idea Strings International Awards. So tonight's winner will get a full program scholarships in our incubator, 11th Space. We have designed this comprehensive program to help people launch their businesses. So we will become your partner for your today's winner to activate your concept. And you get access to our mentorships, workshops, program, network, and even our fundings. Despite identifying the challenges, because you guys are still in the early stage, but we are very excited about this idea. And I believe this idea will reactivate the city of our beautiful city of Melbourne. So without further ado, the winner of tonight. International Prize Award from 11th Space is Wadu.
Wadu, please give him another round of applause. Cleaning up the house. A celebratory dinner is already planned for the group, I'm sure. Our next prize, next two prizes, I should say, are going to be announced by someone you're already very familiar with. Please welcome to the stage one of our expert panelists, Cherasella from La Trobe University. Thank you so much, Cherasella.
Thank you so much. Do you hear me, everyone? It works? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's very exciting. Every time when I'm seeing a pitch competition or looking at the entrepreneurs, I'm always bluffed and impressed and how passionate people are. I know entrepreneurship is hard, so I always say, entrepreneurs, I salute you, because it's extremely, extremely difficult to do what you do. I know that sometimes I seem tough with my questions, but that's my job, to annoy you so you become better. So please don't get wrong with me on that. I do admire you, and I think that the best thing in the world and keeps forward the world is entrepreneurship. So we are giving here two prizes today for our Global Markets Accelerator program that supports startups to go global. Even if we have the border closed, we have partners all over the world. We have RMIT in Belgium, we have T-Hub in India, Innovation Factory in Indonesia, and in Singapore we have Singtel, and we have also the Australian Asian Technological Incubator. So we hope extend our partners. We hope pushing this program forward because it works. We had a lot more applications this year than we had last year. Maybe due to the COVID, maybe due to, I hope it's due to our reputation, not COVID. So, okay. The first winner that will have a place in our feasibility study, and I hope in our accelerator program, is Ordelina. Sorry. Are they here? Maybe online.
Yeah,
if you're online, yeah. So, hello, Thailand.
Hello.
Shame on you to be on the beach when we are cold.
When the storm stops, I'll head out there. Thank you very much.
Hope to see you soon. Anyway, we'll chat. Thank you so much. And the second prize that we are giving today for Global Markets Accelerator Program spot is Opino PTI.
you wonder who these people are. These were some of our finalists from the Open Innovation Competition. And although we didn't get to hear a 4-minute pitch from this team, we've been able to squeeze in a 30-second elevator pitch. So you all know why they are deserving of this prize. Over to you.
Hello everyone, hope you are enjoying everyone's speech. Opino is a feedback app solution that is mainly focused on small to medium scale businesses with emoji-based review that can assist businesses to strengthen customer relationship, render precise analytics to make well-read future decisions. It's like a 7-Eleven app and the IKEA app, but you have ability to do online reviews, QR code reviews, and in-app reviews like emoji reviews. With $30 per month plan. So you get 100 reviews per day for $30 a month. So if you are interested, if any one of your contacts are interested, it's live app. So please visit www.opino.com.au. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What markets do you want to crack?
Sorry?
What international markets do you want to go through?
We are looking for like the application is already on, so we are looking for any type of country like India or even Canada, USA. There are potential for that. So yeah, we are just trying to explore anywhere we can. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Yeah. So I think there's a third one for Innovation Factory.
That is correct. Are you not announcing?
I am, and I can.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
well, okay, because Innovation Factory, they're not here. They're in Indonesia, and they couldn't come online. And I know them very well from our program. It's a very, very big incubator in Jakarta. It's around 5,000 startups. It's another. They're on another scale of there. And it has links, so it was funded by Block 38 on Singapore and then US, so they have strong links with Singapore also. They're extremely very knowledgeable and extremely good in spotting the good startups on the South Asian market. So the next prize is 10 hours of mentoring and coaching offered by Innovation Factory, which will go to AI Build.
And just as before, AI Build, a new name for everyone who's listened to the pitches this evening. They're also one of our finalists, and they will be giving a 30-second pitch, so you can learn more about AI Build.
Yeah, so AI Build has created a product called Capture Life. So Capture Life is an AI-driven health tech company that empowers nursing staff to reduce unattended falls through real-time monitoring system in residential and hospital settings. And our easy-to-deploy, sophisticated system eliminates false alarms and reduces nurse fatigue. By working together with healthcare facilities, Capture Life aims to achieve zero falls and achieve to zero falls, and is the stepping stone of our vision to provide an affordable, smart healthcare solutions across the globe. So we are currently looking for more assistance with our clinical trial. If you think you can help us, please do support us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's it.
And just say hi to 11 Space. I'm glad, guys, you're still here after the lockdown. The world is really small in Melbourne. Thank you.
Thank you, Charicella. Oh, and she needs no introduction. Please welcome back to the stage Julie Stevens to announce the Vietnam Prize.
Yeah, last but not least, I must say the international component of this competition is really exciting. Extending the innovation footprint and networks to include our RMIT Vietnam campus has been amazing, and we look forward to building on this. So it's our pleasure to introduce the prize winners of the Ideas Stage International Pathway. We've already lined up a super market entry expert out of our Vietnam RMIT alumni network. I'm even more proud because it's an all RMIT student team. Climate MDIT, and I'm so pleased they're going to have a chance to give you a quick elevator pitch. Their solution is set to bring about novel climate solutions in new markets through the use of immersive technology. So congratulations. Congratulations.
Well, the effects of the harsh coronavirus lockdowns across the world led to a reduction in carbon emissions, giving us a second chance in fighting climate change. Climate is an augmented reality app that transforms the Yara tram route with interactive and immersive experiences that showcases the positive effects of climate change in 2020 and aims to subtly nudge all of us to be taking it all forward. So that's us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and please give another massive round of applause. That is the end of our international prize category. Congratulations to all of the winners. Our final category are the prizes to be delivered directly from the City of Melbourne to our finalists. I'd now like to welcome to the stage Andrew Weir, Director of Economic Development and International at the City of Melbourne, and one of our expert panelists from this evening to announce the winners of the City of Melbourne cash prizes. And I have been told to let you all know that each team will be receiving, the top 6 that pitched this evening, will be receiving $5,000 cash from the $30,000 prize pool available. So congratulations, Andrew, over to you.
Fantastic. Firstly, thank you so much to each of you who's participated in the competition. Really impressive. What a fantastic evening. And more importantly, those ideas I hope will go on to contribute to revitalising this great city that we all love. So thank you again. Good on you, everyone. So as Julie said, we've got $5,000 for each of the finalists today. So the first group that I would like to invite up to receive their certificate. Unfortunately, I don't have giant novelty-sized checks, but I do have a certificate. Pelican Studios and Make Mob for Helios, please. I won't shake hands. We'll keep it right. Yeah. Good on you. Yeah. Next up, we've got Wadu. Come on down. Add that one to your collection. There we are. There we are. And Pops for Public. Come on down. $5,000 coming your way. There we are, nice one. A couple more. No, we've got 6 of us. Everything Data. Your turn. Congratulations. Yeah, great. Oh, why not? Good on you guys. And Love at First Bite. Good on you. And finally, $5,000 to Ordelina. You might have to come to Melbourne to get it, though.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Nice one. All right, here we go. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night, and thank you for Startup Vic for putting on such a fantastic evening. So thanks again for all your participation.
Appreciate it. That's very generous from the City of Melbourne to put its wallet where its encouragement is for open innovation. So thank you so much, and congratulations to all of the winners. So it is now time for us to announce the final winner for this evening. which is really the voice of the people. So what do the people want to see? Which idea, which team from this evening do everyone in the room and those who have been watching along at home, which is their favourite pitch? What would they like to see happen in the city of Melbourne to help revitalise our city in our new COVID normal? So to announce that prize, I'm very excited to introduce a good friend of Startup Vic, long-time supporter of the Melbourne startup ecosystem, Phil, who is the CEO and co-founder of 25 Group, pardon me. Phil, let him know who's won.
Okay. Well, first of all, I just want to say, so on behalf of 25 Group, the award comes from Marketing Entourage. Marketing Entourage, as a man who honestly has 6 kids, I'd describe it as the eldest daughter in a family of brands under 25 which is a certified B Corp. Our relationship with the City of Melbourne and the Open Innovation Competition has been going for 3 years now, and I've been very honoured and blessed to be able to do the pitch mentoring for the last 3 years. This year, everybody worked really hard, so as much as it's 4 minutes and Q&A, the amount of effort that goes in from everybody, and a lot of people who spoke today has never done this before, was really impressive. So I would like to actually just start with a round of applause for everyone because they put so much effort into this. We sometimes say it's a bit like you're having your kids on a nativity play and you just don't want anyone to fall over. So it was a bit like having 6 kids on stage tonight, but they did a brilliant job. However, to the People's Choice Award, so as we say, it's a bit like the People's Champion, the winner tonight was Wadu. So congratulations. Amazing job. So just got your little award that you can take home with you. All right. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Just a couple of final remarks. They are all of the prizes, all of the awards, all of the pitches for the 2021 Open Innovation Competition, thanks to the City of Melbourne. Can you please join me? I want everyone down the other end of the earpiece, especially Rowan all the way in Thailand, to hear a final huge congratulations. Please give everyone a massive round of applause for tonight's event. Thank you so much. Woo! Thank you. I would love to extend a thank you to our expert panel for all of your tough questions that I know are designed to encourage, support and help each of the teams grow. Thank you so much for giving up your evening to the community. We really appreciate it. Thank you to the City of Melbourne's partners. I know there are several here in the room who were able to announce awards and give away some of those prizes. Thank you for your continued support of our local entrepreneurs and businesses here who are passionate about making Melbourne a beautiful place to live and work. Thank you so much for your generous contributions. Thank you to Zara for our beautiful graphic illustration of tonight's event. You will be able to, yes, please give her a round of applause. You will be able to view that graphic illustration and share it with your friends on social media. Let them know how cool you were for being here in person or online by sharing it on your socials. We'd love to see that. You can find that on the Participate Melbourne website, which is up on the screen here. For those listening in, it's participate.melbourne.vic.gov.au/open-innovation. And you'll also be able to find the recording from tonight's event as well. So a couple of other quick thank yous. Thank you so much to all of the judges. I know we've got a few of them live, so there was a broader judging panel that trawled through all of the submissions for the 2021 Open Innovation Competition. Thank you so much to all of the judges who donated their time to this competition to review those ideas and help the City of Melbourne select the top 6 for tonight's showcase event. And thank you so much to the City of Melbourne team. So Emma, Megan, Claire, I don't know if Tegan's still here, Andrew and everyone who made the Open Innovation Competition happen. It is this team that makes it all look so easy, but there's a huge amount of work that goes into this competition. So please give them a massive round of applause. And the final thing I would like to say is that if tonight inspired you to participate more in the creation and the future of this city that we are in, Melbourne, a place that we have all been speaking about as unique, creative, historical, cultural, technology-enabled, data-driven, if you are now inspired to actually do something within the City of Melbourne, there are several ways that you can get involved beyond the Open Innovation Competition. So several things. If you head to this website here, the second one, which is participate.melbourne.vic.gov.au, you can sign up, and a few things. You can explore projects that are happening in your neighbourhood. You can share ideas anytime and feedback anytime on city shaping projects. You can actually get involved in council decision making and programs, and you can get updates on the progress of key projects. So do sign up if tonight has inspired you to get more involved in the creation of this beautiful place that we all get to work and live in. So that is the close of the 2021 Open Innovation Competition. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and hopefully we see you for 2022. Otherwise, have a lovely evening. Thank you, everyone.